What's up, my mammals? This is Isaac here, and welcome back to Isaac Reviews 2022. Disney needs no introduction at this point. They're a big company, and they own a lot of other companies. I bring this up because they recently released something on their streaming service with several characters from said other companies, that being Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. I knew it was based on an old Disney Afternoon cartoon from the 90s, but I haven't seen it, so I don't know what to say about it. What I can say, though, is that going in, I was both anticipating this and also dreading this. Of course, there was the chance it could have been similar to something like Who Framed Roger Rabbit or the Lego Movie, where it'd have a lot of cameos and references in it, but they'd still serve a purpose in moving the story forward while being fun to notice in the background. On the other hand, there was the chance it could have been like Ralph Breaks the Internet or Space Jam: A New Legacy, where the cameos would serve no purpose other than to have their studio flex their IP collection while not giving a shit about if the story or characters are well written. So there I was, knowing Rescue Rangers would either be fun or stupid with no in-between. But once it arrived on Disney Plus, I gave it a watch and, as you could tell by the thumbnail, I actually liked it. So, the Rescue Rangers movie takes place about 30 or so years after the cartoon ended, where Chip and Dale have gone their separate ways with separate careers until they have to team up with Ellie, a fan of the show, so that they could stop a mockbuster company run by a version of Peter Pan that looks like a Discord moderator. Now, let me address the elephant in the room regarding Rescue Rangers, that being the meta aspect. For once, I can say that the product placements and cameos are actually good. They weren't pandering in the slightest, and the cameos and stuff fit within the movie's world quite nicely, while also supplying plenty of great and somewhat surprising moments for when certain characters would appear, such as Randy from South Park, 3 characters voiced by Seth Rogen, and my boy Ugly Sonic. Seriously, I can't believe I'm saying this, but just about every scene with Ugly Sonic was just comedy platinum. But there's more to Rescue Rangers than just cool visuals and actually good meta humor. The story, as previously mentioned, is very well written with its great concepts and their great execution. The actors, for the most part, give some solid performances, especially Andy Samberg and John Mulaney as the titular chipmunks. And the characters themselves have some solid development and played off each other very well. Is the movie perfect? No, not really. Some of the plot points were a bit cliched, and even if they made fun of that fact in a few scenes, mainly with the claymation detective voiced by J.K. Simmons being a twist villain, in the words of the Turning Red 9/11 guy, pointing out your problems doesn't make them go away. Plus, Kiki Lane's performance was a bit wooden, even though she is somewhat of a rookie, and the pacing was a bit off in some scenes, but overall, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers was a surprisingly good experience. From its hilarious humor to its solid writing to its wildly varied animation styles, even if it may have its detractors, I'd still say it was a worthwhile watch. I'd recommend this to anyone who's in the mood for a meta movie that's not just another Space Jam 2, or if you're nostalgic for old Disney cartoons. Maybe it won't be for everyone, but I guess it was for me since, well, I thought it was pretty good. Oh, and by the way, about that whole controversy surrounding how Discord mod Peter Pan was probably based on the tragic life and death of the original Peter Pan's actor, Bobby Driscoll, I have 2 things to say about it. First off, yes, it's definitely a questionable portrayal, and it did make me feel a bit icky inside upon reading into the story a bit more. but I don't really see it as something absolutely revolting like most people say it is, and more so just some really unfortunate implications. This Twitter thread explains it far better than I could, but yeah, those are my 2 cents for you who are wondering. That is, if you were wondering to begin with. Also, since I forgot to bring up the animation, I guess I should bring it up here. But then again, I did originally include my opinions on the animation in my script, but I guess I accidentally cut it out while I was editing it in Audacity, but whatever, I'll talk about it here. I thought the animation was pretty good, if you couldn't tell by my rating. I liked the art styles it used, and I liked a lot of the concepts they explored, like mockbusters and the Uncanny Valley. But, yeah. Anyways, next time I'm gonna be reviewing 2 movies in the same weekend, but in 2 separate videos. Top Gun Maverick and the Bob's Burgers movie. For Top Gun Maverick, I'm glad we're finally getting the sequel to Top Gun after what feels like an eternity, in addition to the reviews saying it's really good, so hopefully I'll agree. And as for the Bob's Burgers movie, I've seen a few episodes of the show on Hulu, and I do think it's a good show, but I still haven't seen a whole lot of it. Maybe this movie can help me get into these characters more, since they are a pretty endearing lot, but we'll just have to wait and see. With all that said and done, thank you all for coming to my TED Talk. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more garbage like this, then subscribe and ring the notification bell, and don't forget to follow my other social medias, which will be linked in the description. Once again, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!